First of all, I'm a huge fan of these movies. And having you guys come here and support it is amazing.
Aww.
So thank you for that.
You're welcome, and thank you for having us. And thank you for being a fan of Evil Dead.
Wasn't this the first kind of big breakout horror film with video cassette, if I remember correctly?
As far as I know, from my surveys at conventions, people have said that this was the first movie they watched on video.
You seem to have to go through a lot for this film. I mean, you all do.
Thank you. I did.
What was it like? I mean, looking back now, is there anything you kind of remember and think, how the hell did I do that?
Pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah.
You know, it was tough, but yet I was 20 years old, so
Yeah.
we do a lot, you know, at 20 that we wouldn't necessarily do now. But yeah, you know, running through the woods in 35-degree weather in my nightgown in the middle of the night for 10 hours, that was hard.
Years of filming. The torture you guys went through. But there's something about this cast. Did you know right away that you guys were going to bond?
Oh, no, we didn't. You know, we thought, well, let's just go make this movie. I was only actually supposed to be there for 4 or 5 weeks.
Okay.
Well, because we all were. They thought we would be, you know, finished in 4 or 5 weeks. Then it went on to 7, 8, 9, 10, and, you know, finally some of us went home, me included, and we then came back. And then some of us did some pickups in Marshall, and then throughout the next year we did some.
What is your favorite memory of working on Evil Dead?
You know, it wasn't putting the monster makeup on or anything like that.
Oh, of course.
But it was just the idea that we were a bunch of kids from Detroit and we were making a movie. You know, when you're young, it's the first time you do anything, and it just seems so, I don't know, kind of...
Now you said when you were young, you're still young. Look at how good she looks.
Thank you.
What is your fondest memory of this film and being a part of it?
Fondest
Yes.
memory? Well, I think the part that we just actually became friends.
Yeah.
We all actually stuck through a really arduous, you know, job and chore. And I think one of the reasons, seriously, that we did it is because we just saw, you know, we saw the vision that Sam Raimi wanted.
Now we're here all these years later and people are going crazy about this film and this festival. What is that like? I mean, going back and having everyone going, oh, I know you, coming up to you. What is that like?
It's really kind of surreal, actually. It really is. Because, I mean, obviously, I didn't think anybody was ever going to see the film.
Yeah.
Which is why I agreed to do certain things.
I mean, this is a huge festival, and Jason's put together this amazing thing.
It's fantastic.
What?
Yeah. Thank you, Jason.
I know, Jason, you rock. What is it like kind of coming back and talking to the fans about these films after all these years?
Well, you know, really, we started doing this about 10, 12 years ago. And before that, we seriously, unbelievably did not know that this movie was a hit. But it's been a lot of fun learning how people experience this movie and, you know, how it's impacted them.
Can you go back and watch the film without going, oh my God, why was I doing that? Or do you have a hard time, like, watching it?
Yes.
I can imagine.
Absolutely. Although I've gotten better.
Okay.
You know, I've kind of developed a sense of humor about it.
Was there ever a time you're like, no, screw this, I'm not coming back?
There weren't many times, except maybe after the 4th or 5th cold night, you know, in a row. You know, remember, we had no running water, we had no hot coffee, we had no bathroom facility. And after the first few days, we did shoot the first couple of days outside at the river, and it was beautiful fall days, just like you saw in the movie. Literally, the moment we started to shoot at night in the cabin, it got wet and cold and damp and freezing.
Who's screaming right now? Do we know? The audience? Now, I gotta say,
I think that might have been me.
I think that it might have been.
I hated the way I screamed.
Really?
Yeah, because we didn't know what we were seeing. You know, we were blind, and it was like, okay, scream now. I was like, okay.
What is the best fan reaction you've ever had, just kind of dealing with fans? What is there one that stands in mind?
Probably the 5 or 6 people who have come up to me at a convention who have my face tattooed on some part of their body.
Where did they have it tattooed?
Lots of arms. We had one guy who had it on his thigh and then wanted us to sign underneath, and then the next day he came back and he had gotten the signatures tattooed.
And you guys have become so obviously fan favorites because you do the conventions and fans love you.
Well, we love the fans.
Is that what keeps you going?
I think so, because we actually we were all 3 moms. We had careers. We were raising a family. There was a long time that all 3 of us did not know it was such a cult film. And it's because our lives were doing other things at the time, you know. But when we met the fans, we were genuinely touched because these people had been so affected by the movie. Yeah. So it actually really is a lot of fun for us to go and meet the fans and see the fans and listen to their experiences with the movie.